What I would like to do in this tutorial is to start working on this building. And as you can see, we have this reference image that we will be using to model this building. So what do we have here? We have these 3 doors, the main door and these 2 secondary doors. We have this window on the left side of the building, and on the sides we have these pipes, water pipes. Yes, and we have these fire escape stairs taken from the top all the way to the bottom, this position. So let's start working on this. First thing I want to do is I'm gonna move this cube into another layer so that we can work on it separately. So with this cube selected, hit M and go to the 3rd layer. Let's go to it. So the first thing I would like to do is I'm gonna delete some faces, like the back, the bottom, because we won't be able to see the bottom of this building, and the top. But for the top I will come back later to it and work on it. So now let's focus on these sides. I'm gonna delete these faces and let's start inserting some edge loops for this window. So insert double edge loops here and scale on the x-axis. Something like this. And for this middle door, I'm gonna insert double edge loop, bring it here, scale on the x-axis, something like this. And for this 3rd door, I'm gonna insert double edge loop, and let's scale it a little bit on the x-axis. And there we are. Okay. I think I need to scale this on the x-axis a little bit. And bring it here. Okay, now I need to insert some edge loops on the horizontal view, this one. So, the first one at this level, bring it here. And for the 2nd edge loop, it's gonna be at this level, right here. I'm gonna insert a 3rd one. And for the final edge loop, it's gonna be something like here. Yeah. Okay. Okay, let's select these faces and extrude them inside. So this is the main door, this one, and for this, I'm gonna select these faces, these, and this window. And let's extrude them on the, but before that I need to bring this a little bit like this. Yeah. So let's select these faces and extrude them inside. Extrude on the y-axis, something like this. Gonna delete this face, and there we are. Okay. Now let's work on this window. As you can see, we have this grill, but before the window, we have this cube in the bottom of the window. So let's add that cube. Go to the edit mode, select this face, and let's bring the cursor to select it. Shift A to bring the cube. Gonna move zoom in and bring it down here, and let's scale it on the x-axis, something like this. For the back, bring it here and just delete this face. We won't need it anyway. Now for the grill. For the grill, I'm gonna duplicate this, bring it up, scale it on the x-axis, something like this, and on the y, let's bring these faces up, this position, and this one inside this cube. Let's select everything and bring it over here. Okay, now I need to add modifier, but first let's count how much pieces we have on the window. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 parts of this one. So I'm gonna add a modifier, which is an array. Let's choose 6 and let's increase this value, something like this. Okay, nice. Okay, I'm gonna apply the modifier and let's add these bars, this one over here and the other bar down here. Bring the cursor to selected and let's Shift A, bring cube, scale on the Y, bring it out, scale on the Z, something like this. I need to decrease the let me scale on the Y. Okay. Now let's work on these edges. Insert double edge loop. Scale on the Y, on the X. But first let's bring this piece in the middle. Yeah, something like this. Now I need to select these faces and scale them on the Z-axis. And let's extrude them. Extrude and scale. Okay. And what about bringing these pieces inside? Something like this. Scale it on the Z and duplicate it here. Let me turn on the wire frames so that we can see, we can have a better look. So Alt, select those, and there we are. Now I think I'm gonna duplicate this part here. So select these faces, these items, duplicate, bring them here. Scale on the X. Let's scale this one on the Z-axis. Let's bring this one right here. Okay. And what about this one? Gonna do the same thing. Gonna grab these items, duplicate them and move them here. And there we go. Okay. Now let's work on the stairs. These stairs. I'm gonna start with the top and go all the way to the bottom. So the first thing I would like to do is I'm gonna start with the plane or a cube. Yes, I'm gonna start with the cube. So I'm gonna select this edge, bring the cursor to selected, and let's bring cube. Scale it on the Z. On the X. There we are. Let's bring it down and move it here. Now for these pieces over here. Maybe I need to scale it on the Y a little bit. Yeah. Let's duplicate it and bring it here and scale it on the X-axis. Move it down. Let's switch to the front view. Activate the wires. Okay. Now I'm gonna add the array modifier. We want these cells to go from this point down here. But first let's duplicate these pieces so that we can have a sense where to stop. Scale on the X, bring it here, and this piece over here, duplicate, scale on the X, move it down, okay, something like this. Yeah. Now let's seek this cube and apply the array modifier to it. So go to this and add the array modifier. Let's start with 10. You need to be right here, and I'm gonna affect this axis on the Z axis. So let's try this, and there we are. Okay, nice. Let's bring it down, and let's move it on the X-axis here. Yes. Maybe I need to increase this value. Let's try 12. And let's decrease this one. Not that value, but this one. Yeah, that's looking better. Okay. Now let's duplicate this part to here. Gonna change this to be, yeah, and 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. I'm gonna use just 8 pieces. And there we are. But I also need to add this part. So let's add it. Duplicate. Put it right here. Maybe we need just 6. So that we can jump from the last one. Okay, there we are. Now let's work on these borders. These pieces on the side of the stairs. This one. Let's start with the top. Let's bring this one right here. Okay. Now let's start. Wait, maybe I need to decrease. Scale it on the Y or scale these on Let's try to scale these on the Y, bring them here, and let's take these, bring them here. Yeah, scale them a little bit, and there we are. Now let's add these bars. I'm gonna use this cube over here. So duplicate it, scale it on the Y, scale it on the Z, something like this. And let's bring it here. Okay, let's add another one. As you can see, we have some kind of an X sign. Okay, let's try to do that. First, I'm gonna duplicate this one, put it up here, and I think this one is larger than the first one. And let's duplicate it, rotate it on the Y by 90 degrees. Put it right here. Move it down. Something like this. And I'm gonna duplicate it, put it here, and let's make that X sign in the middle. And maybe I need to duplicate this one, put it here. And this is the sign of the X-axis. Gonna bring this face down here. This one needs to be, let's take this out. Okay, and let's add the other part. This face right here. And there we are. Now let's duplicate this part and put it here and here. But here, as you can see, we have 3 signs of X. So I will try to scale it on the X-axis. So I'm going to select these items, duplicate them, bring them down here. And let's duplicate. I think I'm going to use just 2, not 3. Duplicate and bring it here. Yeah. And let's take these. Put them right here. Let's scale them on the X-axis. Something like this. Okay, what about this part? So let's duplicate them and bring them right here. Scale on the X-axis. Bring them up, and there we go. Now we need to connect these parts with these faces. But first, maybe I need to join these pieces. Yeah, Control G to join them. And let's select gonna select this one and go to the edit mode, then let's insert a double edge loop and scale it on the Z, something like this. I'm gonna do the same thing for this part. So go to the edit mode and let me select this part and insert double edge loop, scale it on the Z to this level. Okay, now I need to select these faces. Select this face, but first let me join these pieces, this one, and this one. But you know what, let's separate that part so that we can have a better understanding. So select this part, separate it, select it, and let's select this face, join them first. And I'm gonna select this face and I'm gonna create some edge loop between them. So this one and this one. Okay, let's see if it will work. So Control Y and let's bridge edge loops. This one. Let's try. Excellent. There we are. So I'm gonna try the same thing on this one. So select that face and this face. Yes, and I'm gonna do the same thing. Control Y and bridge edge loops. And there we are. Maybe we need to add another one on the middle so that it can hold these stairs. So let's do that. With this one selected, I'm gonna duplicate it and put it here. Yeah. Okay. Maybe I need to just duplicate this one and bring it to this side. There is no need to repeat the process. Just gonna use this face. Go to the edit mode and let's select these vertex and bring them down here. And there we are. Okay. For the third one, yes, we also need to duplicate this one on this side. Okay, let's go to the edit mode, select these faces, and bring them here. Okay, finally, what else? Yes, we need to add these pipes. So I'm gonna work on them as fast as I can. First, let's add this piece on the top. So I'm gonna select this and insert an edge loop right here. And let's, I don't need these faces on the side. Let's extrude this one out. Extrude it on the y-axis. Something like this. Yes, there we are. Now let's add these pipes. I'm just gonna use some cubes. But if you notice, we have this kind of emptiness inside this cube. So we have two ways of doing this. We can make an empty cube and add the solidify modifier to it so that we can increase the thickness of it, or just select this face and extrude it inside. But let's try the second method. So I'm gonna select this one and let's print Shift A. Oh no, not the rendering. Let's go back to the solid. Shift A and let's bring a cube. Put it here and let's scale it down. Yeah, something like this. Let's scale on the z-axis by 10. Or maybe 15, not 10. So bring it out. Scale, and maybe I need to scale it down on these two axes. So scale, shift Z. There we are. Yeah. Okay, let's gonna check this inside. And let's work on the bottom of this cube. So go to the bottom, bring it up, extrude on the z-axis down, and rotate on the x. Bring it out, extrude. Okay, nice. Let's rotate on the x-axis, something like this. And now I need to extrude one more time and scale and extrude inside, something like this. Scale it down. And there we are. We have this kind of emptiness inside. Yeah. But let's bring these up. But you know what, let's leave them just as they are. Okay, there we have it. Let's add these pieces. These pieces to connect this pipe with the building. So bring the cursor to select it and let's bring cube. Yeah. I'm gonna start from the bottom, zoom in, and let's scale it on the y-axis. Scale on the z, scale on the y, print. Go to the edit mode and but first let's scale on the y. Go to the edit mode and let's insert double edge loop. And let's take these faces and put them here. Scale on the X. Yeah, something like this. Scale on the X. And let's take these faces and extrude them on. Like this. Extrude on the X-axis. And there we are. Gonna duplicate this part here and duplicate this one over here. Let's select everything, just these parts, and let's duplicate them on the other side here. There we go. So our building is ready now for the UV mapping. So let me turn on these. Okay. But I think I'm gonna add this part around the door. So let's do it. Just select these faces. duplicate, extrude and scale down. And let's grab these faces and put them out here. And for these edges, I'm gonna activate the snap. And let's take these edges, bring them down here. And there we are. Okay, so there we are. This building is ready now. Okay. Let's work on these materials, these textures. So go to the edit mode and okay, you need to make sure that you are on the cycle render. Activate this option and go to this cube, this icon over here, and let's add a new material. I'm gonna call it bricks 2. Okay, and we're going to be using this material, this texture. Okay, and let's go to this color and change it to image texture. Gonna open up. By the way, you will find these textures. I'm gonna put them into the description. This one, this bricks. And let's split the scene, and this one let's switch to UV map, UV image editor, this one. Now let's select these faces. First let's select this one and select these faces. No, this one is not included. Select these. Make sure you are selecting only the faces on the front, not these inside, not these here. Let's select the side and the other side, these. And now let's assign this material to them. So first, I might need to switch to the texture material. And now let's assign these bricks to the selected faces. So hit assign and let's unwrap this. Unwrap it. Okay, now I need to scale it by 5. Is that too much? No, I think we're good. Yeah. Yes, we're good. Okay, what's next? Let's work on these pipes. I think for these pipes I'm gonna make them look brown or black. Let's make them look black. So we already created this black material, so switch this and go to black. If you don't have it, just add a new material and change its color to black. So I'm gonna assign the black material. Maybe I need to unwrap this. No, not that. You know what? Let's add another one. I'm gonna delete this one by the minus sign and let's add another one. I'm gonna call it black. Change this color to black. And let's hit the sign. Why didn't it turn black? What's the problem? Oh yeah, I need to switch to the material. This one, yeah. Let's do the same thing for this one. So I'm gonna use the black material. This one, there we are. Now for the stairs. The stairs, I would like to make them look something like brown. Or you know what, let's add a texture to them. Okay, or first we need to join these pieces. As you can see, these pieces are still separate. So let's join them all together and assign one material to everything. So I'm going to select them from this view. Select everything. Yes, we are selecting everything, and let's Control G to join them. And there we are. Now let's add new material. I'm gonna call it stairs and change it to a little bit brown. Something like this. Now let's increase the darkness. Okay. Oh, we forgot to apply we need to apply this modifier before joining these pieces. So let's undo that. I forgot to. So before you need to join these pieces, you need to apply the modifier. So let's apply these modifiers. Apply them, and let's select them now. Make sure we are selecting this part. We don't need this part. Oh crap. Okay, we forgot something on the top. Yes, we are selecting everything. So now let's join these. What? Active object is not selected mesh. Turn off the snap and let's join these. What's the problem with this? You know what, let's select them from this position. Let's join these. What? Active object is not a selected mesh. What that's supposed to mean? Let's try to join them piece by piece. Yeah. Shift and join. For these pieces, let's select them separately. Okay. I don't know what is the problem with this. And for this final part, let's try to join it along these pieces. And there we are. Okay. Okay, there we are. Finally. Okay, finally the stairs is one piece. Okay, let's add material to it. So I'm gonna call it, pretty much we already created that. We call it stairs. Not yet. So add another one and call it stairs. And let's change its color to brown. Something like this. Just like the reference image. But as you can see, these pieces I need to increase their size. This piece, let's scale. You know what, let's let's leave these just as they are. Okay guys, there we are. This our building. You know what, let's add this door texture. Add a new, I'm gonna call it door. Switch the color to image texture. Open. And let's use this door. Gonna hit assign and let's switch this and press U and project from view bounds. And there we are. So there we are guys, our building is ready. So let's join other pieces. Let's select this one and let's go to the other layers. This one. What is the rest? Ah, this one with this. And there we are. But I forgot to add the top. Let's do it. Gonna select these faces, these edges, and hit F. And let's select this face and let's add another material. I'm gonna call it the top. And let's assign it to the new material, to new texture. It's gonna be this one. By the way, you will find these textures in the description. I'm gonna put a link so that you can download it. I'm gonna use the wall. And let's assign it. Unwrap, and there we are. So here we are guys. So I'm gonna stop at this point, and in the next tutorial we will start working on other buildings. So thanks a lot guys for watching, and see you in the next tutorial. Goodbye.